I'm hoping that you can hear me this time and that we don't have the same problem we had last time. And it looks like we probably do. Yikes. All right, so I've contacted my internet provider and they reset my modem, which is what they said was the problem, that my modem was overloaded. But now we've reset the modem and I've still got a problem with my connection. So I will be contacting them yet again because they assured me that that would fix the problem. So let's hope that it doesn't. Right, I don't know if I've got anybody out there that's listening to this, but if I've got somebody, let me know. Ah, there we go. Anna Marie is there. Am I live? Yes. I'm not dead. Okay. Can I do more makeup videos? Really? Yes, I'd be delighted to do more makeup videos. I didn't realize that people really enjoyed them that much. Hang on a sec, I just want to try and get this. I heard that my internet provider said it was the modem that needed resetting. We've reset it and it's still showing a very poor connection. So I don't know if this is going to remain live or not. Let's hope that it does. All right, I just wanted to make sure that if anybody had any questions, I've been away for 2 weeks and not done any broadcasts. So I wanted to make sure if you got any questions that you got a chance to answer them. Or I got a chance to answer them as best I can. And the other thing is to let you know that I've had a really tough 2 weeks of it. I'm struggling with energy again. And then I actually went from doing that into struggling with doing my videos. Weird. I did, put videos down, but didn't want to edit them for some reason. Really weird. Well, what is a PSA flare? That's like a sunspot thing? Anna Marie? And that's what I wondered as well. Was it a sunspot? How's the weather? Dull. Oh, you know something, Anna Marie? That's funny you should say that because that is what Jody said as well. I didn't realize. Oh, people gave me a thumbs up. Thank you so much. Oh, that was so exciting. I got a thumbs up. Yeah, Jody was saying that it might be my psoriatic arthritis, but I didn't realize that that would also affect my energy levels. So that's interesting. So my question is, what can I do about it? Oh, yes, okay. Because I've hardly had the energy to get out of bed. And I'm just very grateful that I ended up binge watching a couple of series that kept me out of mischief because... Yeah, but the funny thing is that there hasn't been pain in the 2 weeks that I've had the struggle with the... Huh. All right, well, I'm going to have... They're wondering whether it was a sleep apnea problem again, which they've tested before and it didn't get there. But I think you're right. Maybe I just need to say to him, could this be autoimmune that's causing the problem? Because, sometimes they need our help, right? They're not quite as clever as they think they are sometimes. And the worst thing with me is that I don't look sick. You know what I mean? I don't sound sick. I don't look sick. Well, I mean, no more than normal. And I think that always is a problem for my doctor because, people come in there and look sick, and sound sick. And I walk in there and go, okay, what's going on? And he thinks I look fine. And I'm going, no, really, I'm not fine. I need to see a rheumatologist. Really? Okay. Well, maybe I should do that. That will take me about 6 months to get that done. Well, on a good day, Anna Maria. Oh, that's very confusing. We got Anna Marie and Anna Maria. So just be careful who I answer here. You know something? I've also missed everybody from the broadcast. I know it probably doesn't sound like it, and that's why I thought, let me just play with this for a while. Yeah, the invisible illnesses, right? And it's not just the autoimmune; it's also the mental illnesses, which are what I call the invisible illnesses as well. So you know, I've been doing a real number on myself, beating up on myself for being so lazy and letting the viewers down, and you know, you name it. I've been doing a really good number on myself. Um, and the good news is, though, that I must say that, you know, I've had some wonderful support here from Yvonne, who just goes, Sal, you take whatever time you need. Everybody will appreciate that. So that's a good one. So how's the quality of the picture, even though it's got a poor connection? And welcome to whoever it was that just joined in. I just wondered what the picture quality is like and what the sound quality is like, because I'm not doing this with a microphone. I'm doing it straight onto my cell phone. Great. Okay. Is it better than Vaughan, better than Tiny Chat? Thank you. It's the Judy lipstick, right? What's left of it anyway. Okay, good. All right, excellent. That's good to hear. I must admit that, Jody, I think you and I have similar cell phones. You also have the Samsung Galaxy, right? And yeah, that's what I thought. I thought the quality here would be a whole lot better than the quality of Vaughan or um, Tiny Chat. The only disadvantage is that it is live, and I guess that as soon as the broadcast is finished, I could disconnect it if I don't want the world to see it, sort of thing. Because it worries me sometimes about, you know, when we get comments from people that are not nice and so forth. Um, you know, I don't know how you moderate this. I guess I could add moderators in. Now that I think about it, I think I can do that. But it's very difficult to ban people on YouTube. I remember that from doing the Dancember. It's very, very difficult. It's quite a process. I mean, it's doable, but it's quite a process. It takes about 5 minutes to ban somebody. So that is the disadvantage in some ways. All right. So my question was that I was trying to find out is, tell me, what has your challenge been of the week? And then is there anything that you've done this week, the last week, that made you feel better about yourself? So there are two different questions. One is, what was your biggest challenge? And then, have you done anything where you actually felt better about yourself for doing it? I keep thinking if I could just get out of the house and go and take a walk, I probably would feel a lot better. But getting out of the door is a problem. So that's my biggest challenge at the moment. How about you guys? Anybody? No feedback on that one. I'm surprised. All right, so, and no feedback on anybody. Oh, there we go, there we go. Okay. Let me just see what people said. You're right. So, Anna Marie, you've also had a problem getting out of bed. Okay, so that's not good to hear, but it's good to hear I'm not the only one. So, oh, hello, welcome back, Linda. That is excellent. I'm trying to read the messages as I go here. Obviously, I need to get my laptop here at the same time. All right, so Anna Marie actually got out of bed. Well done. Yes, I must admit that it's pretty sick, isn't it, when your biggest achievement of the week is that I actually did get out of bed. Um, So, but I'm glad that somebody understands what I'm talking about. I keep trying to remember that it's okay to let my body rest if that's really what it needs. Yeah, and I think, one of the I think we all need to get more active again, right? It's that time of the year. So I was wondering whether we could do some not exercise type thinking things. Maybe we can get into the garden. Maybe we can wash windows outside. You know what I do? In other words, do stuff that actually doesn't sound like exercise, but sounds like it might better our livelihood, not livelihood, but, way of life. What do you think? Because sometimes just even getting out and doing something like that actually does help. I could do with cleaning up my back deck, I know that. And if you remember, the easiest way to get rid of the algae is with washing soda. I can't believe that I lived a lifetime and never worked on that one. Oh, the spring cleaning. No, actually, Linda, what I really want to do, and I did say that I would do it, is start actually literally taking cupboard by cupboard and trying to downsize it by a third. Now, I'm not sure if I've got the ego that will be able to manage that, but I do know that if I could go through every cupboard and every drawer in my house and get it down by a third. Hi there, Highlights. Good to see you in Australia. I'm pretty sure that that actually is exercise as well. Plus, what I had promised was that I would then also tell the stories around some of the things that, that I found. And my number one thing that I think I need to go and do is, I don't know if any of you relate to this, but I've got a corner cupboard in my kitchen that is well overdue for a look. It's like it is so overdue for a look. It's not even funny. And I am certain I've got gizmos and pots and pans that I haven't used in 20 years in there. Do any of you relate to that? Or maybe I should do it live. That would be even more embarrassing. Oh, has April the giraffe still not given birth? Wow. What are we watching? The whole pregnancy? I saw some of it. Oh, I can't believe that. I thought it was, 2 weeks ago, I thought it was imminent. I didn't realize that this was, that is amazing. All right, so I'm presuming that you guys all saw the video that you needed to see about the twins' birthday party. It should be tonight. Yeah, right. Oh, really? So then we definitely need to be watching. Yeah, that's why I was thinking, Jody, I was thinking maybe if I did a cupboard, it might inspire another viewer to do a cupboard. It is actually quite amazing. The same thing as I've got stuff that I'm looking at and going, if I went into there and I think the trick is you take everything out, right? And then only put back a sort of two-thirds of it. All right, Linda, that's good. So if I do one, that's the challenge. The other thing is that I really did want to redo every year I try and redo the balance survey and also find out what it is people would like me to do more of. Well, you see, you've moved in the last 3 years. That's good. Linda moved a year ago and she still wants to do it. So obviously you're a tidy person at heart. For the rest of the world, Maybe we'll try this another way. Oh, lordy, lordy. Well, there you go. I mean, obviously not like the rest of not like the rest of us, but maybe you can give us tips on how to keep ours more tidy. I understand this principle. If you bring one in, throw one out, but I haven't done that very well in my life. Well, I've got stuff in my garage that I've been here 20 years nearly, and I've got stuff in my garage that I'm certain I haven't seen in close to 20 years. And I've got a packed garage. I used to be able to fit a car in there, no more. Um, if you want to talk total embarrassment, it would be taking the camera into my garage for you. It could take a while. So, did you hear the sad, sad story? Um, Wow. You see, Anna Marie, if I could do that, I'd be a much cleaner, tidier, less clutter person. Yeah, I totally understand that principle. So, if you haven't used it in 6 months, send it out of the door, either donate it or throw it, right? I actually now do have a box that I keep behind my front door. Um, and into that, when I'm doing these little clean outs, these mini clean outs, because the big ones are too stressful for me. But when I do these mini clean outs, then stuff goes in there, and then the box magically disappears whenever Yvonne or Wade go to the thrift store or wherever they go, and they just clean it out for me and take whatever's in there to a better home. So, I got the system now. But it's funny, I've thrown some really nice stuff into that box, and hopefully it will benefit somebody else. So that's good. All right, so although the connection is still poor, yeah, and Linda, that's what I'm saying, that I'm learning now to have a one box. And Linda, I have found that that helps. I literally, actually, I lie, I have two. I have one at the top of the stairs. And I have, when that's full up, I take it downstairs to fill the bigger box. Does that make sense? I have a small one at the top of the stairs. Yeah, and Jody, I'm a gizmo person as well, so that's very difficult for me. But also, I think we got to look at some of the gizmos we're not using that we've got and are not using, and maybe let those bye bye. Now, the problem is that when you have creative minds like ours, we can always think of a second reason to use it. It didn't actually do what I wanted it to, but maybe it could do something completely different. The truth is, not so much, no. Okay, so if you guys don't have any questions for me, I'm going to. Oh, that's a good idea. All right, so what Anna Marie just said, that she's going to stop getting things that she just likes and only buy things that she loves. All right, so Linda, here's the challenge. Okay? See how many things you can stop from going to the attic this year. Now, the reason I say that is I've started doing that. You remember I had a problem with my freezer? I had a freezer full of food that I wasn't eating. And I'm trying not to put things into my freezer. So now I put leftovers into a mason jar, and if I haven't eaten it in the week, then it goes in the carburetor. So I'm trying to learn not to put things into the freezer for a while until I've retrained my mind. Because obviously I seem to think, yeah, I seem to think that I'm going to eat them if I freeze them. And really, with the exception, I am inclined to eat shepherd's pie, and I am inclined to eat stews. So those are allowed to go in. But I'm now putting them in smaller containers like mason jars and labeling them. So what I'm thinking is, if you actually have a thing where you challenge yourself not to put anything into the attic this year without pulling something out of the attic. I'm loving that ball chair. And Anna Marie, I have to say that, I was having a problem with it deflating. I found out that it only deflates so far. In other words, it doesn't totally deflate. It only deflates, I guess, to a certain level, and maybe it's built to do that. But what I love about it is what it does for my back. I would definitely have to tell you that since I've had it, I've never put the real chair back. That probably tells you everything you need to know. So for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, I bought myself an exercise ball chair. And if you go to the links below, it says my exercise equipment, and the link should be there. If you click on there, it'll show you the Amazon link to that. All right, so that sounds good. We can do this. And I find it interesting that we have 10 people here. 11. Wow, it's catching on. Now, I would really like that it works like this and then I could edit it, and... Oh yeah, I'm back, Mega Panda Face. Yeah. Mega Panda Face is from England. She's a Liverpudlian. I remember her from the earlier broadcast. So what I've discovered, though, is whatever it is that's causing the problem, and I think, Anna Marie, that you and I are right, that there is some sort of a flare going on. But I would have thought if there was a solar flare going on that my internet provider would have known about it. But they didn't mention it, because I asked about that. Is there some sort of, solar flare, or is it that they're trying to do the fiber optics down the street? So apparently, I actually think it's probably they're messing with the system and they don't want to admit it. But that's just what I feel. We will see. Okay, so it's been a fun experience doing this live. And Linda, I cannot thank you enough for being here, because I literally today on the broadcast said I'd reached out to Liz during the week and got a response from her. And then I also was trying to reach out to you. But for some reason, I don't have your email address, Linda. And that doesn't make sense to me, because I'm pretty sure that you have sent me an email. So I was wondering whether you could send me another one to DearMamaSal@gmail.com, so that I can know that I've got it. Because when I tried hunting for it, I didn't find it. Liz told me she was fine. Thanks. I appreciate that, Linda. Yeah, because you'll be amazed. I was talking about you on the broadcast and last week, or the last time I did a broadcast. And, people do care. Is it Malila? I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. What a pretty name. Love that. And I was telling people on the earlier broadcast, I really got caught up with binge watching this week, the last couple of weeks, in fact. And so if any of you are into historical dramas, I have a recommendation. Okay, thanks, Linda. I would appreciate that. Yeah, it's called The Magnificent Century. And I need to warn you that it's in Turkish, so it's got subtitles. But if you can manage the first episode, and preferably the second as well, you will be hooked. Yeah, I want to tell you that I've got through 48 episodes of the first season, and now I've run out, and I'm devastated. It's like watching Dynasty or Dallas, but in the Ottoman era. And it's just like, it is really full of cliffhangers and full of intrigue and backstabbing, and you get to love some characters and hate others, and all the things that make for Hi, Layla. So I just needed to let you know that I really did find it quite something. Now, if you like dramas, thank you. You know, Mega Panda, they were saying, and I haven't done it, but they keep telling me that I need to actually record my laugh and then sell it as a ringtone. Can you imagine? So, no, I haven't watched A Place to Call Home. All right, so I will make sure that I try and watch that as well. All right, so everybody, I'm gonna get okay. Thanks, Anna Marie. I will check that one out. I don't think I've seen it. Maybe I have. Hello, Elizabeth. Yeah, I will come back this evening, and again, I will try and find out what the problem is with the poor connection. I'm really. Well, that's what they said, Panda. Everybody has said, yeah, I would love that. I would love that laugh on my ringtone. So I'm going, okay, fine. We have to do that. I'm sure I've got enough video where I've been laughing where I can just take a cut from it. Yeah, and that, it's funny, Elizabeth, that's what people have been saying. But it's a much better quality because Vaughan, I cannot go to high quality because people find that it lags for them. Whereas this is a no-brainer high quality. So it should be really good quality for people. Okay, so if you've got any questions that you'd like me to talk about this evening, make sure that you leave me a note here. Oh, Layla, I'm so sorry to hear that. Please stay. Oh, that's so cute. There is a limit to how long I can stay here. I've still got to do another broadcast this evening. Hi, Michelle. Michelle, thank you so much for asking me that question that you asked me a couple of weeks ago. You know how many people that helped, don't you? I really, I sometimes wonder if you guys realize that the questions that you ask are always ones that appeal to other viewers as well. And, I know it takes courage to actually ask a question. But I hope you noticed how many people thanked me for that particular video that you had asked me to talk about. Okay, Linda, we'll see you later, or we'll see you soon, hopefully. I'll let the tiny chat people know that you're fine. Ah, Michelle, no. I have not been amazing the last couple of weeks. I've been really quite down. It's very, very sad. But what I'm hearing from my fellow viewers here is that maybe I'm having what they call an immune issue, and which apparently makes sense to those people who've got an immune issue, that the symptoms that I've got seem to be correlating. So actually what I've been doing is trying to keep my energy, reserving my energy and not beat up on myself too much. But, I am a perfectionist, so I felt really badly that I've Well, Michelle, I am just a human being, so don't look up too high. I am really just like anybody else. I go through the same life. I always said, Michelle, that I never wanted to do this. Um, I never wanted to do this if I didn't tell you the truth, which I'm now going to tell Layla. Layla, I have been actually quite down for the last couple of weeks. Um, So how do I pick myself back up again? I quite honestly, I try and do. I mean, is there anybody else that wants to hear this? I just don't want to. Uh. So yeah, I literally try and do the best I can every day. When I get really down on myself, which I have been, actually querying whether I should even be continuing on YouTube, what I try and do is just have one goal a day. And that can be just to get out of bed and cook a meal for myself. Just to try and do one thing. Because I know from experience that I cannot think my way out of this funk that I get into. I have to do my way out. Does that make sense to anybody? Yeah, Panda, that actually is a very interesting comment. That sometimes we are so perfectionistic that we forget to actually embrace the downside. Nine times out of ten, from my experience, there's a reason why I get tired. I perhaps have pushed myself a little too hard. The I know that, for example, I, I got triggered with a couple of things. As I was saying in the earlier broadcast, that I found that, YouTube was busy cutting even more money out of the pot, and that's like really, that you make so little out of YouTube anyway. For them to now actually reduce that even more, I think really my returns on YouTube have gone down almost 50%. And in case you think I'm making thousands, literally, it is, you know, it doesn't pay my telephone bill. So yeah, I wanted to talk about the pain side of it. I think it's really important. Well, Michelle, the good thing to know is that it helps people when I do tell these truths. So, in terms of the pain, um, some of us have chronic pain. It just is what it is. So, one of the things I've always said, what if this is as good as it gets? How am I still going to live a life? And, I know that, hi, Paulina. I know that some of you think that I get up every morning and I'm rah, 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 happy camper every day. I've just cut them. All right, so here's the thing. I actually gave myself a French, what do you call it? French manicure. And I did that myself. It actually was way easier than I thought. So I have just cut them because I broke a couple. Um, but I swear by Sally Hansen nail polishes. Oh, that's good. While I got you guys on, I can ask you this question. I was going to ask, would any of you participate in a makeup survey if I did it? I'm trying to find out, we've all got makeup that we try, but then we've all got makeup that we go back to, right? I mean, it's like you try this one, you try that one, but do you always go back to one mascara, or do you always go back to one? Yeah, it actually is just paint. It's nail polish, but it's thick, like my brain. But thank you for the compliment. So I just cut them. But Sally Hansen Hard as Nails, or Diamond, Sally Hansen Diamond is a really good top coat. And I put that on my nails, probably a coat once a week for about 4 weeks, and then I take it off and start again. If you look through my videos and go to the search engine where my videos are and put in nails, you'll see I did a whole video on how I do them. And don't die laughing because it involves a very sharp knife. So be careful. So yeah, right. Well, the thing is, I actually do want to ask that question, and I was wondering whether you guys would be up for that if I asked that, because I'm thinking, we all try, the fad. I want to try this blush or this whatever. But what I wanted to find out is what is everybody's, I go back to this product. I think you all know that I use, for example, my own foundation. I mix my own. But I definitely use a particular powder, two particular powders, for example, and I'm inclined to use Maybelline eyelash mascara. And I'm thinking, I've tried others, but I always seem to go back to Maybelline for my mascaras. So I'm thinking if I do that, maybe other people are doing it as well. So I thought it'd be really nice to have a database where we find out what is everybody's, I go back to this product. Because then the chances are we know it's a pretty good product overall. Makes sense? Anyway, I think I'll do a little survey on it and maybe put it up on Facebook or something and see what everybody answers. Yeah. Okay, I need to get out of here because I've got to do another broadcast. my fourth for the day. And I've got some stuff I want to do for myself. Anna Marie, big thank you and Jody for reminding me that maybe this is autoimmune that I'm struggling from. Yes, Colette. Hello, Colette. I haven't seen you. What you keep asking me these things, I'll keep talking. My go-to lipsticks are definitely mood matches. I mean, I use Judy's ones, but well, Panda, I actually don't think I'm going to find relief. I think I just have to find ways of coping with it better. Okay, Leila, good to see you. Thank you for that. Bye, Malila. And for the rest of you, I will see you on Tiny Chat this evening. And thank you for letting me try this again. This is awesome. And I'm glad it worked so well for everybody. All right, everybody, we'll see you soon. Bye-bye for now. Bye.